There we go. Excuse me. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. It's been a busy weekend here, but before I head off to Vegas tomorrow morning, I wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what's going on because, of course, let me finish up. I just changed the thumbnail here. Bitcoin did break down a few hours ago, and we're seeing that breakdown continue on through today, and that's not really the best of signs for what's going on for Bitcoin. So we're going to be talking about those next levels of support, what you guys can be doing if you guys are looking to buy, and basically how the altcoins are dealing with all this, because as far as I see right now, altcoins aren't really taking this move too difficult, or too hard, so to speak. But again, we'll be talking about some things along that line and some moving averages as well, because now Bitcoin is below that 20-day moving average, and that's going to be, there's upsides and downsides of it. I told you guys, if you guys were looking for a steady stop loss, that would have been it right there. We broke down below it. If you guys wanted to use the trend line there as well, we broke down below that. So there's not really much good news with cryptocurrency today, but we'll be talking about opportunities for us to find some good spots, okay? First of all, let me just put this back over here, and there we go. Back over here, chart. And just before we get started, I do have a nasty migraine right now from a lack of sleep, so after the stream is over, I'm literally going to sleep until like 5 o'clock tomorrow morning before I wake up and get ready to go to the, shower and get ready to the airport and stuff like that. And before that, I guess Loki always says hello here before I started. Well, if he lets me. He's like chewing on a toy that he wants me to steal from him, but he's not letting me steal the toy from him. Loki, come here. And you can see his toy that he's, can I have the toy? Thank you. Up. Oh, well, he's having fun. But anyway, happy to see all of you guys back. Hey Kumar, hey GOP Ovidu. Hope I pronounced the name right. And hey Alan Time, hope you guys are all doing well. So let's back up a second here and just talk about what's going on with Bitcoin, because of course on the weekly chart I know there's these trend lines that are going to look pretty nasty, but so far we have started this new downtrend, but we really haven't broken down below that main level of support, which would cause something more of a flush. And by flush I just mean that we have to do a longer term consolidation where we're not hoping that Bitcoin breaks out over the next couple of weeks, where we're going to have to wait like a month for Bitcoin to have that larger move, which is unfortunate. But again, we haven't broken down yet, so that's the silver lining. No matter how bearish Bitcoin is right now, we're just hoping that this new week doesn't end up with Bitcoin having a complete flush. If for whatever reason Bitcoin does crash this week or something like that, and we have something really nasty happen, I will start, maybe not live streams as much, but I have my phone, I'll be in Vegas, I pay for the business Wi-Fi there just in case. And I'll be fine to make some content for you guys, just to give you guys a heads up of what's exactly going on. And of course, I can screen share my phone and things like that to give you an idea of what's going on here. So I can screen share the charts off of TradingView. It won't be pretty, but you guys will get a pretty decent understanding of what's going on. So we see that we're coming back down a little bit. I would say we're still in an overall bullish trend. Nothing's changed there, but we are close to having a flush out effect here, which brings us back down here to 37,000. We talked about this last week being a level of support. But short term here, let's go over to the daily chart. We're really just trying to keep this higher low situation going. The moment we start breaking down below 40,211, let's just call it about $40,000, you are going to notice some bad things here. I know I told you guys I'm bearish if we break down below the 20 again. I'm going to be bearish here as well, which is why I'm not really buying anything at this moment in time. If you guys are looking for that $37,000 mark, you will see that the 50-day moving average is actually above this. So, perhaps we don't go down that far and we just have a bounce. The first time we come into contact with the 50, if I am buy charts, I don't know if I am because I'll be in Vegas obviously, I would be buying that first pop or first attempt to break down below the 50. After that, if we come down for a second time or a third time, no. I'm just going to wait and see what happens that time. But usually these types of moves are pretty nice. Now, going over here to the oscillators, we've been talking about this for a while, but I can say bearish technicals, but then I give you that caveat. Well, every time we've been bearish and Bitcoin falls down like a few thousand dollars, we have some type of abnormal bullish response that really just spikes the whole thing back up. And then all the technicals, I mean, we did go down, but we didn't continue to go down with that longer term momentum. Same concept really applies here. So just be careful if you guys are shorting. Just make sure you're creeping up that stop loss or creeping down that stop loss, excuse me, if you guys are shorting, just to make sure that you guys aren't going to be hit by any surprises. Now, as far as the oscillators are concerned, everything has been bearish since last Tuesday. And even though it's been bearish, we've really just gone sideways. I think that's actually good news here. We could have been all the way back down here around $37,000, $38,000 if the bulls hadn't come back in and helped us. I would say that's actually pretty good news. The 4-hour charts, they've been bearish for a while now. I was really hoping that the MACD would have a turnover. And, you know, look at this. I know I got to zoom in to show you this. It never actually turned over here. I was hoping that yesterday we might have that turnover. And then from there, if I pull this up very fast, we would have consolidated a little bit more than had the breakout and then tried to break out earlier this morning or late last night. Unfortunately, that did not happen. We actually stayed below that 50 moving average here. And everything is now just accelerating on that bearish side. Stochastic, I would say, is slowing down just a tad, but still bearish until we see those crossovers here. I'm not going to really say it's good to hold for more than a few hours in the more bullish direction. If you guys are looking to do some day trading on the bullish side, you know, again, it's going to be more day trading and it's going to still be in that 15 to 1 hour range. What I'm looking for right now is the 1 hour. You'll see everything is pretty bearish. It's been bearish since over here. Stochastic over here on the breakdown, MACD from just 3 hours ago. But we're heading back down into this support level over here. All right. You're going to see probably a few hours of us booming back up a little bit. If you guys want to take advantage of that, the 15 minutes going to be your chance here. What I'm seeing is the stochastic be a little bit noisy. The MACD has not crossed over yet, and there's been no change of character yet. Maybe you might be looking for something on the 5-minute chart. No change of characters on this one as well. So I'm pretty much just pausing and waiting and kind of watching to see what happens next. Altcoins at this point in time, they're really just down a couple percent. Some are down more than a few percent, like ICP. But as you guys know, ICP just blew up. I'm like 80% out of my position with ICP. I should be 100% out of it now. But, you know, just keep that in mind. Altcoins aren't really freaking out at this point, except for some of those that might have already had some really seismic moves. And, you know, the people that are really paying the price for those moves right now are the ones that FOMO'd into them. But yeah, so you can see that classic breakdown here. Break of structure here, change of character over here. Everything's still pointing to bearishness at this point. I'm hoping things can turn around in the short term here. But if they are, we're going to have to hold and consolidate for at least a day around this 40,791 level. Maybe we can get down as low as 40,575, but we're going to have to slow down here sometime in the next hour or so, and then just go sideways, and then eventually have some type of bullish change of character, and that's where you guys are going to want to buy. You can start on the 5-minute chart, you can start on the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart's obviously more safe, but if you could try to figure out what's happening next, I think you guys will be fine. But not the best of news right now, obviously, okay? And hey, Isaac, happy to see you back. Same with you, Nicholas. If there was a dogfight between Bonk, Doge, and Shiba, who would win based on merit, not hype? Oh, I mean, I'd probably say Dogecoin just because Elon Musk is backing it. It's a long-term type of thing. Right now, Bonk's kind of in danger because Bitcoin's kind of hitting this stagnation zone where if Bitcoin does eventually start breaking down below the support level that you guys see and it starts going like below 40,000, there's a good chance Bonk is down 60% after the next couple weeks, maybe even like 80%. And that's not like a disaster because of how high Bonk has gone. Like, you know, Dogecoin went down 80%. It's still doing fine. But if you go over here to Bonk very fast, look at that breakout. We talked about it. I didn't take it, but if you guys did take that breakout trade, that was a nice classic one there. Okay. So for example here, this is a 4-hour chart. The peak for Bonk was last Thursday, so not a long time ago. And this small move that we had down, it was a 45% drop. Okay, so that's where the people that have been FOMOing into this, they're really the ones in danger. But if you just bought a couple weeks ago and, you know, December 12th, like not even a couple weeks, just Tuesday, you're still in the nice profit. You are still up like 95%. So that it really just depends on what you bought. If you bought over the last few days, you're screwed. But if you bought like a week ago or, you know, like even just Tuesday, Monday, you're still looking fine. It's the weirdest thing right now. But for Bonk primarily, you know, you are seeing it break down a little bit. That fervor is changing up a little bit here. You saw the selling signs kind of poking over here for the stochastic, and then the MACD finally turned off right here. And then, of course, oh yeah, we got a 1 day heads up that the drop was coming. But we really haven't been bullish since then on the 4 hour. Daily chart, really don't have enough data there just yet. I think there might be an opportunity to find this on another Bybit. There you go. All right, so Bybit. You're seeing the stochastic on the daily chart bearish. MACD is still bullish. You're still fine. If you look at the daily chart here, I mean, you're just waiting for this big flush to take you all the way back down here. That drop would be about a 39% drop from where it is now. So just be careful with bonk. I mean, honestly, when it drops like that, people are going to be buying it up, and you can have really fun day trading it. But just be prepared for some more... It's not going to be as easy as it once was. If Bitcoin really does take that next level and goes below 40,000, that's where things like bonk and ICP, if I can find ICP right here, that's really where they start freaking out. There's ICP, right? Massive pop. We literally talked about this Thursday, and I was like, yeah, ICP, I like it because it normally has these really big pops after it finds a low, and then all of a sudden it has like a seismic pop that takes us all the way back up here, blast through this resistance, and now it's just kind of setting. And you see that right now, ICP, you can imagine an imaginary line right there, it's holding above that formal level of resistance, and now it's that level of support. If it falls back down there, we're probably coming all the way back down here from $10 to like $7.26, just this kind of order block with this zone right here. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff riding on Bitcoin just holding here. I'm not saying Bitcoin has to blast off, but the way the technicals are showing us right now, it feels like this week is just not going to be a positive one for Bitcoin. Therefore, you know, altcoins are definitely not going to be having a positive week. We'll stay at the 1 hour chart here because, like I told you guys, we are looking at a little bit of support level right here. Maybe the 2 hour chart's where it's at. There we go. And you guys can just see that level of support. I told you guys try to bounce off of it. But if we start breaking down below it, that's just going to be a hassle. That's going to be tough to manage here. Hopefully on the 5-minute chart, we're getting close to a little bit of a support. You know, the longer we consolidate after going into a trend, the more likely we are to actually have that reversal. Now on the 5-minute chart, looks like we want to actually have a little bit of a breather back up here. So if you're looking for a day trade, that might be fun. But it's a scalp. It's not really anything crazy. The 15 noisy. But having crossovers, but noisy, so it's already been back to bearish. Bullish side, you need a little bit more, like maybe another 15 minutes to an hour. But, you know, who has time for that really at this point, because Bitcoin is coming down. All right. But overall, I would say the more medium-term outlook for Bitcoin is definitely bearish. We can have some bullish momentum here, but we're going to have to consolidate and show that we can hold a support level for a significant amount of time before, you know, things change in my mind on that one. And hey, Ken, happy to see you back. And always Bideford. I was going to stream yesterday for you guys, but I just had a horrible headache. I'm not getting enough sleep, and I don't know what it is. Don't know if it's my nose or something. I fell asleep this morning at 7 a.m. And then I woke up at like 11 o'clock. Went to go pick up my sister at the train station. We went out to the mall to buy some gifts and things, you know, Christmas stuff. Got some Christmas cards. I went to that place, Lush, for the first time. The one that smells like overpowering with soaps and stuff. And I got myself some beard cleanser, which is pretty cool. And then some hand lotion for the trip over to Vegas. Just like a bar, but it's like a lotion bar, if you will. But it's like this big. It was fun. I'd never been in a place like that. But basically, after the stream, I am passing out. And I'm not going to wake up until like 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow when I have to, like, you know, take a shower, let Loki out, and get ready to head off to Vegas. But yeah, I'll still be doing little bits of updates while I'm over there as well. But heck, I even have a phone call on Tuesday with TradeSing to go over some data with them, which will be interesting. But I think I have an Opus Clip meeting tomorrow, so I might even be doing a phone meeting through, you know, through Discord while in one of the lounges. What's it here? Hey, Knucklebuster. I mean, yeah, long-term buyers are loving this dip. We've been hoping for a dip for a while, but people aren't really taking it at this point. People assume that it's going to go lower, which I mean, it probably will. But you know how the market's been going. It's been so unpredictable lately, even with the oscillators and some of the technical analysis here. And hey, Caleb, what do you call it? I like having my head a little bit shaved. It really just makes it easier to maintain. The only downside is my hair grows so fast that basically any hair that Loki leaves on my bed, because he sleeps on the bed with me, it'll get like stuck to it. So I have to like, you know, brush it out and comb all the hair out every single morning, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Sit here. If we go into 40, it isn't good. Well, yeah, but it's not like it's a terrible thing. Remember, if you zoom out of Bitcoin, you'll see that this trend that we're on, it's still at a pretty positive trend. And even when we came up here and we started this original trend back over here in January of this year, we might have had to consolidate for a while, which was unfortunate because this consolidation was for 217 days. I doubt we're going to have something like that just because we're all looking forward to the ETF news coming out from the SEC and all of these companies that have been applying for spot ETF applications or that put their applications forward. But right now, it just means that we might have to wait until January before the next seismic move. What the heck is in my ear? Oh, there you go. But really, if we start breaking down below 40,000, it just means we start coming back down to 38, 37,000. I wouldn't call it a devastating blow, but altcoins will have a pretty nasty move. Bitcoin in and of itself, really, it's just a great opportunity to buy. And then we're going to find a nice little bottom, have a consolidation. You're seeing the weekly charts getting ready to turn over right here. The stochastic just turned bearish this week. That's not good. Usually the stochastic turned bearish right here. Nasty move. Turned bearish right here. Not a nasty move, but just, you know, came down a little bit. It was noisy over here, though, even though the MACD was positive. So, MACD crossover over here. Not bad. I mean, it wasn't good, but you know, MACD crossover right here, that wasn't good. This is the weekly chart though. MACD crossover here, not good. But we do have some tiny ones like this back in 2021, where we have a crossover for a week and then it keeps on going up. So that's not terrible. Crossover right here, it kept on going up. Crossover right here, kept on going up. So, you know, there's some hope here. It's not like it's a 100% chance. But now that we're looking at everything, we're really going to have to see Bitcoin hold this $40,000 level if you want to start to see it soar back up towards $44,000, $45,000. At this point here, what, a little bit of a twin bullish that I didn't do much, but the MACD really wasn't cooperating. Actually, it did at a certain point. Just that level of resistance was too hard to crack. Back over here to the daily. The daily really is where you want to see this, where you think you're going to see this flush out. Today or tomorrow, it feels like it wants to have a dump and test out 40,000. After that, if we break down below that, it wants to dump down here to like 38,000, 39,000, which will be the painful part here because it's just consolidation, continuation of a downward trend, and we flush. That flush will probably give you a couple days, 3-4 days of actually having a reversal where it's short-term profit. And I think a lot of people are going to be able to take that. And of course, if we hold that, if we try to take that profit and we hold on long enough, then we can talk about breaking out again. It just won't be breaking out at the 42,000. We'll be breaking out at like 40,000, which means it'll be much harder to still get up there, but we'll be getting back up there somehow. And it's lucky we don't really have too much like CPI news and stuff like that coming out this week, which is going to be nice. There we go. I told you guys Bitcoin looks like it wants to have a move up here, but we'll see if it actually does. The MACD just turned positive and the stochastic has, but this is a 5-minute chart. The 15-minute chart is still not there yet. But I bet you're going to see some people try to take some trades on this. I guess I'd probably wait for this to be a little bit more bullish. But you're going to see people taking that opportunity regardless. So we can kind of watch this play out here. Let's lower this down just a tad. See if they're able to get something out of it. You heard massive delisting uphold in Canada includes Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. Yeah, Canada is not a place where they care about technology. When I think of technology, I don't think of Canada. Their regulations are just a tad too tight. Now, it is what it is. I know why they're doing it. They're just trying to stop people from FOMOing because people that FOMO lose their money. But like, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. People in Canada, they vote for their people in charge, and I'm not really much of a Trudeau fan, but you know, they voted for their government. It's what the people kind of want over there, I would assume. So yeah, nothing we can do about that. For the people that are getting, like, you know, hurt by it, I feel bad for them, and you know, but they're all just gonna have to do cold storage wallets. They're gonna have to use VPNs, and all that government bill is doing is just encouraging people to use VPNs, which is not good, but it's just encouraging it. Let's see. And hey, JTO, don't know what that is. JITO. It's down 7% today, obviously, because Bitcoin's having a bad time. It's a small market cap play of 300 plus, so that's not crazy bad or good. It's just, you know. Let's see. Daily. There's no technical analysis I can do on this. None whatsoever. Basically, 14 cents, I don't know. This is from a daily standpoint, it looks like it wants to flush. So just be careful with it. It's at that crucial support level here. If it doesn't hold, then you're going to see a flush back down. I don't know what, because I don't have a historical perspective here, but probably back down to like the lower twos. Yeah. Especially since it's down. It's like, oh no, it's only down 1% today. Maybe this is just the last 24 hours. So yeah, it is down quite a bit. So yeah, I'd be careful with it. I wish I could give you more news on it, but there you go. Watch that support, change your character, bearish. You know, maybe something turns around here, but nothing is looking good. 2 hour, bearish. Change your character, yeah. Nothing's really looking good on this one so far. The one thing that you could be happy about is it's still holding support, and Bitcoin at the same time is trying to hold a similar support level. So if they could both hold, then this is going to be a great buying opportunity. But for me, I'm just kind of hesitant about buying into this until Bitcoin really starts to show at least like 10 hours or so of like solid support of a level. Am I reading the chat? Yeah, I always read the chat. Majority of the time I am, unless I have something important to talk to you guys about something like some type of news article or something like that. Get some vitamins and mineral preparates to stay up healthy. Yeah, I will. I'll take some vitamins or something. Normally I just prefer to get to sleep, right? I'm not used to not sleeping at all. But I'm gonna try out something when I'm in Vegas. There's this cool thing called what's this restaurant? Not this restaurant. It's this place. I'm gonna try it once while I'm there. So Fontainebleau. There's this thing there. Wellness. The heck? Oh my god, the dog. I thought that's pretty nice. Wellness. I think it's spa and wellness. I'm not going to the spa, but I think they have signature treatments. No, I'm getting a massage at a different place, but oh, well, they have some type of thing there where you can get an IV drip, but I really just want to try. I have no idea how to find this place. Entertainment? I guess it's entertainment, perhaps? No. Let's go over here. Yeah, those things. Oh no. Yeah, I can't find it. Who knows? Experiences, Live Beach Day Club overview. For you. Pool's not even open now. Yeah, I can't figure it out. There you go. Oh, you can kind of, I think I can hear my my washing machine right now because they literally have my wall's been cut full of the flooding and stuff. So if you guys hear that clink every now and again, my bad. It's just the washing machine doing its job. And hey, Slick Rick, 38K. That's probably going to be the next stop if we break down below 40,000. Yeah. At this point, I'm just kind of concerned because we did break down below the 20-day moving average. The last time we broke down below this, we actually surged the next day. That was way back over here. That was kind of nice to see. But usually when we break down below this, it's usually we usually come down, usually coming down a little bit, usually just seeing a little bit more volatility. There are differences, just like right here, we broke out above it, didn't really matter. So hopefully we can manage to hold here, but that's why it is so crucial that we do hold, because if we don't, then we're going to have a death cross in like the end of the month, and that death cross is just not going to be good for anybody, because the last time we had the 20 cross down below the 50, over here, not a good time, not a good time. It was a worldwide banking crisis, so I kind of negate this here. This one right here, this one actually didn't end up being too bad. FTX, I really don't think of it, it was FTX, it's not really a market thing. Here it wasn't good, here it was good. Not good. Here it was kind of noisy. And then of course here it's bad and stuff like that. Here, not too crazy. I mean, down for a little bit, but not bad. I would say not bad. So, I would say we have a good chance of that death cross coming back down. That'd push us all the way back down here to like the mid-30s, which people would be freaking out about that, of course. And then that puts into play what happens with the 200, because if we're like in the mid-30s or something by early January, late December, well, that just means we're going to be looking at a potential death cross here, which would not be good at all, because that would lead Bitcoin to be coming all the way back down here to 31,000, 32,000. That's not what anybody wants to see. So, and I don't think that's actually going to happen here unless things get really bearish for the entire market. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be crashing back down and everything else. Like the stock market's going to be just doing fine. And hey, Cryptic Sniper, happy to see you back. Oh, and sorry, Gus, I didn't read your message. I've dealt with sleeping issues all summer. It's been terrible. I take edibles and trazodone, and that's been helping me get some sleep. Sometimes I'm up for days straight. Also, stocks don't help. Yeah, especially when it's cryptocurrency. I mean, for me, I have those sleeping pills and stuff. I just haven't taken them. But, like, I don't know what it is. Like, even right now, I have a steady headache in the back of my mind. And it's made me a little bit more anxious than normal. Not like anxiety, like, oh, like somebody's gonna do something to me, like, paranoid, but just more like I'm talking faster than I normally do, I think. Maybe I'm not. I'm trying to not talk so fast right now, but I've been all of a sudden. And I'm usually pretty already. But yeah, tomorrow when I get on the plane, I'm going to pretty much sleep the entire way to Vegas, which is only a couple hours. I was looking on the Delta airline flight thing today, and I'm gonna grab an old fashioned on the airplane and just drink a couple of those, relax. I got myself some type of salad, chicken salad with some mixed fruit for my in-flight meal, so I should be fine. But when I get to Vegas, I'm gonna grab a light meal. I'm gonna go do some happy hours, and alcohol usually calms my nerves a little bit. And best place to get alcohol, Las Vegas. I think tomorrow I'm gonna be tomorrow I got reservations for happy hour at the STK Steakhouse at the Cosmopolitan. So I'll be there having a drink. It'll be kind of nice. And I think I should be fine for that. Tuesday is all spa day plus happy hour over at I don't know where I'm eating on Tuesday. I have reservations to a lot of places this week, but I just totally have been spacing out. Let me go over here to Open Table. I think I only have reservations up till Wednesday, then I'm kind of wing it to some places, because I wanted to go to Bazaar Meats, but they don't have any spots available until like after I leave, which is crazy, but they're really good food there. Reservations. Oh, it's a place called Wakuda. I had never been there before, but I saw it on a YouTube video that looked pretty cool. Yeah, I'll show you guys this very fast. Wakuda, Las Vegas. It's at the Venetian. So it looks pretty interesting. I'm just gonna go to the bar, grab a couple drinks, grab a small few plates, you know. Christmas, New Year's, no, we're not. Social hour. That's what it is? Yeah, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6. Available in the lounge and terrace. Kind of scares me because they don't tell me the prices. But, you know, some edamame, some chicken wings, something like that. And they have some cocktails. Lychee cocktails are pretty good, but they typically make them too sweet, but I don't know how they make theirs. And they got beer and some selections. Then, of course, there's the regular menu. Oh, how do I find this thing? Oh, yeah, regular, there it is. You can get some sushi and stuff like this if you wanted to. I don't know. Maybe if they have sea bass katsu bites. Ooh, with wakuda tartar sauce. That looks really good. Or they have Japanese A5 wagyu, plum paste, shiso, garlic chips, and goma miso. I mean, this thing is probably only like this big, right? But that sounds pretty good now I'm thinking about it. I normally just don't eat salmon when I'm out. I'm a very picky guy when it comes to salmon, and most restaurants, no matter how nice they are, they don't make salmon properly. They do too much to salmon. I like salmon wrapped in foil, a little bit of butter, maybe some dill or something, a lemon, a couple lemon slices, you know, hooked in the middle of it, and just tossed on top of a fire. That's my favorite salmon in the world. When I go to a restaurant, they try to make salmon very special with all these flavors and stuff. Nothing has ever worked for me, and I just gave up on it long ago. Yeah, oh my god, $9 a piece. That sounds like an upscale place to me. But yeah, this is my Tuesday place. Oh, okay, that's not bad. $45 for 3 ounces. Or yeah, 4 ounce A5 wagyu. I don't know. I'm a sucker for wagyu. I think it's really good. My preferred meat isn't even wagyu. It's usually a dry aged because I think there's so much more flavor there. But yeah, once I'm in Vegas, I feel like I'll be fine. I'm going to be turning off my phone a lot. So, you know, if I notice there's a crash happening, but I'm like at the spa, I'm just going to put my phone away and then I'll talk about it later on the night after I get to the spa. Because, you know, you're not allowed to record in spas, obviously, because there's so many people just like, you know, without shirts and shit. But, you know, you're here for me nonetheless. And hey, Knuckle Buster, excuse me. Hey, Michael, I'm thinking about going in hard on Ethereum after this dump. It didn't have its day during this whole uptrend, which means it's due for a nice pump eventually. Can you look at Ethereum later? Yeah, I can look at it now. So yeah, I kind of feel the same way as it not actually having that big move. Where's my Ethereum at, though? Let's drag this back up here. And sorry, I'm chicken winging over here because Loki put his head. I don't know if you guys can see. His head is down here, trying to chicken wing me. Yeah, okay. Oh. He's been a baby today, but he's really happy that my sister's back in town. He's extremely happy my sister's back in town. Yeah, there you go. Same with my sister's cat. All right, so as far as Ethereum is concerned, yes, you are 100% right. And if you go over here, this is just a 2-hour chart, but you'll see it's heading down to that support level as well. And it did take a little bit longer to actually have that full-on breakout, unlike Bitcoin, which just was chugging and chugging and chugging along. So let's talk about a few different things here. We do have some bearish signals all here on the 2-hour chart. 4-hour, all bearish right here, and it just turned into that change of character. For me, if we were to take Bitcoin out of the equation, Ethereum wants to come all the way back down, breaking down below this 2150 level, and it wants to come down hard all the way back down here towards 2065 or so. And then what you're looking at, there's a death cross imminent, pretty much meaning there's going to be a death cross before the end of the year. 22, 23, this is a 4-hour chart. Oh, excuse me, this is not, sorry, this is a 4-hour death cross. I mean, when's the last time the 50 came down below the 200 here? There you go, you had a pretty nice drop after that. Yeah, pretty nice drop after that one too. Pretty nice drop after that one. Pretty nice drop after that one. So yeah, it's pretty common that when we have these death crosses, it's not a good thing for Bitcoin. Excuse me, Ethereum. Here's one where it didn't have too much of an impact. Maybe that's something you can use, but at this point, the majority, more likely than not, we're going to be having a larger dump that brings us back down probably closer to 2000 to retest those support levels. The daily chart, oh, this is a little bit better as far as the moving averages are concerned. Just like Bitcoin, it's actually been known to break down below that 20 and have that big ricochet. But right now it feels like we're not looking at a big day today. It feels like we're trying to hold on for dear life, because if we're not, we're dumping back down to that 50-day moving average, just like what Bitcoin's doing here. Below that 50-day moving average, you do see that order block. I know it's kind of a different color than this block I have in the back, but really that's kind of around $2,000. So I would just say we're probably going to try to retest that. If you're looking to get more bullish into it, just like Bitcoin, we have a simple downtrend. Let's see where it goes. If we're lucky and Bitcoin manages to hold and Ethereum manages to hold, then you're looking at a breakout happening sometime later on this week, which would be absolutely awesome. If not, that's where we start talking about Ethereum to 2000, which isn't crazy here, but it just means that we're probably going to be experiencing a larger flush out of it. And that flush is probably going to lead to a prolonged downtrend over the next few weeks, which would probably go into about maybe mid-January. That move would most likely have you coming back down sub 2000, probably all the way down to like 1800 or so. So what you're seeing, if we manage to break down here, this support level right here is 1900. That next order block right here is 1800, which means we would come all the way down, a nice long breather. That breather would be ample opportunity for a lot of people to be buying as we come back down, pretty much dollar cost averaging through a set amount of time. And then from there, you wait for that breakout. You can even double down if you want to, and then wait for something to come up. The big red flag for any bearish talk that I give you guys today is if, Gary Gensler comes out tomorrow and he's like, hey, everybody, we are approving the spot Bitcoin ETF for BlackRock. Pop, 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 pop. All bearishness goes away, technicals get fried again, and then we're just having to deal with selling positions again. Or, basically when you get that announcement, if you guys have Twitter or some type of instant news service, you're going to be rushing to put on a 50x long Bitcoin price and then just holding it for a few minutes, and then watching Bitcoin go up like $2,000 to $3,000, then selling it immediately, and then just taking the profit and running away. Maybe you could just scale at 80% or 60%, but really that's the game here. But right now you are seeing that bearishness happen. You are seeing that death cross going to be coming over here sometime in later December, but at least it gives you some time before it happens. That 4-hour death cross seems to be a little bit more bearish than the daily one at this point, because the 200 has been so steady so far. It's been really nice and quiet. On the weekly chart here, let's just take off this trend line. At a level of support, you're going to see people try to buy here and wait for a large move on the upside. That's perfectly okay. You're seeing a lot of noise right here between the weekly moving averages. Had a death cross there. It didn't really do much. Had a golden cross here. That did a little bit here, but not ultimately too much, because the cross happened literally the week we had the high point. After the cross, we really just started coming all the way back down. So, it's not the best when it comes to Ethereum here. On the other hand, we're looking at a death cross happening sometime over the next few weeks, which isn't going to be good on the weekly charts. And again, we could have another death cross right here, death cross right there. Multiple death crosses, actually, because the 20 can cross down below the 50 and the 200. And the 50 can just cross down, of course, below the 200 here. But yeah, I would say that prolonged move down, I think that's going to be your opportunity to make some good profit there. I just wish that Ethereum had boomed up even higher, and then we wouldn't be talking about us just breaking down below 2100 or 2000. We would be talking about us breaking down below 2500. That would maybe lead us all the way back down to 2200 or something. And because it didn't have that pop, yeah, I definitely feel the same way you do about this. But Ethereum's solid. Go back over here to the monthly charts. It's still doing fine. It gets so the monthly chart, if I go over here, this could just be the beginning of a breakout, and we might have to consolidate a little bit, a few months, but eventually this breakout should really carry us on here. Hopefully we don't turn over, because that turnover will make things a little bit more worse for us. Not in terms of like you guys are just going to lose all your money, but more that it's just going to take a longer time to actually get to that price target that we all have for Ethereum, where we know it's going to go higher. And just again, if you zoom out to a lot of these different cryptocurrencies, we're still in an uptrend. As long as Ethereum's not breaking down below that uptrend, I'm still holding. I'm still happy. I think we're still fine. What's weird about this is you see a death cross on the monthly chart. Doesn't mean anything, because we don't have enough data to really go over it too much. Even if I go over here to the Coinbase one, there you go. does not matter. So just understand that. And this is the Ethereum to US dollar. It's not Ethereum to USTD, so just bear with me here. But let's add a couple Fibonacci's just so you can see. All right. I was hoping we might get back up here towards 2481. Did not happen. But if we go over here very fast, fib levels, we did hit this level right here if we turn on the fib levels based on log scale. We did break above it, hit the resistance, broke above it, did not hit up here around 2900. I know there was a lot of people calling for 2900 over the last couple weeks. It could still happen, but you know, it's just we're cooling off a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Go back over here to the monthly chart. Low, high, low. Not really anything we could add on here. Maybe I can turn this back on. Not really much. Is there anything I can turn on here? I want to go to 2. 2 didn't do anything. 3 is not going to do anything. Yeah, it's not really much we can do at this point. The other way to look at this is probably the high point and the low point over here. And you can see that's a little bit of resistance that we're facing. Most of you guys will probably have this unchecked though, and see that we technically broke out above it. So there is a good spot to be here. Hopefully we can get up here to 2700 or so. That's what I was hoping we might get up to, kind of around that $2,900 too. But yeah, it's all reasonable. Go over here to like an hour chart. You can see it took a lot of effort. When we eventually broke down, that was the support level that was broken. We came back up. We're not able to break out above it. Come back down again. Maybe we can retry. Maybe, you know, the second time this try will be the charm. Oh, and Bitcoin's still not managing to hold up properly. It's still coming down a little bit. Oh man, yeah. Did the 5-minute chart ever, the 15-minute chart ever get bullish? No, it didn't. Yeah, we may be looking at another flush here for Bitcoin. I'll keep an eye on it though. 5-minute chart should keep everybody excited and kind of, you know, observant of what's going on. So let's add down this temporary low right there. It's a little bit lower. 56 cents lower. 1 second chart. There you go. You can see we're coming back close to that support level, but we really haven't hit it yet. Usually if we want to break down to make that newer low though, you would see a much longer candle. So while I'm talking to you guys for the next like 60 seconds or something, we can see if that candle does in fact come in. Oh, hey, and Scripture Trades. Hope you're doing well, my man. Can I check out AVAX? I shorted it. Yeah, if I can find it. So obviously something that's been shorted by a lot of people because it did have such a crazy run. Let's get this out of here for now. So as far as the daily chart, it really hasn't turned full on bearish. Honestly, the way it looks right now, today is probably your best opportunity to enter into a short because today looks like it wants to have a full on drop. And what you're looking at is not your typical, you know, nice trend line. It's something more like this, where today it's going to go, whoa, and within a couple of days, you're going to be looking back down here around $31. I would not be holding this short for weeks, but you know, from $39 to at least $35 to $31, huge swing there. I know it really depends on how much profit you want. That's going to be my price target for it right now. 4-hour chart, you see everything screaming down. The sell signal on this one came at 4 o'clock today versus 8 o'clock today. So depending on if you guys like to use the stochastic only, some of you guys don't like to use my MACD. Some of you guys have told me you should just use the stochastic, which is fine, along with other technicals. You either got the signal over here or over here, and so far it's been working out okay. You see the death cross that's going to be coming over here sometime tomorrow morning, which is unfortunate. But really, that next level of support where you're going to see a little bit of a rebound looks to be around that $37 mark, $37.42. So that's still a few bucks less than where we are now. But nothing bullish on this. 2-hour, still bearish. Let's go to all here, all here. 1 hour, bearish, bearish. Change of character happened somewhere over here. Yeah, I mean, this gave you the selling signal all the way over here. You can change of character there, yeah. 15, nothing really positive looking there just now. Bitcoin had that flush moment that we just talked about, but really it looks like you're in a good spot here for that short. It really does. Looks like that has a long way to go down, depending on how much you want to do it. Second chart, did it come? Oh no, it was a pretty steady one. It's a pretty steady one. But it looks like Bitcoin is not holding at this point. So let's go back over to the 2 hour. We're still in the order block here, so that's good. But again, when we've been talking about this stuff last week with the bearish, I'm going to still say this as a caveat. You need to have stop losses on any shorts that you guys put on there, just because the last few times we have been in the same situation, bulls have come in and just destroyed bears, like just trounced them. And so I just want you guys to be prepared for that. But at this point, you can see we're testing it. Let me add on another level of support over here. Actually, let me just do it for this. There you go. Let me put some better music on too. Maybe I should put on EDM. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully EDM doesn't give me a headache here. Or have a headache. There you go. And so if we go over here to the 5, you'll see it's still pushing. But yeah, it's still pushing downwards here. We're making new daily lows, let's just call it that. But you are seeing Bitcoin down about $569 in the last couple hours, 2.5 hours. So let's just do a little bit of a recap though, because AVAX is down 3, ARB is down 3, APE is down 3, AMP is down 1.5. Basically, Doge is only down 1.5, ADA is down 2.5. Most altcoins are holding up okay. ICP is down 7% now because it did pop up so much. We talked about how that was holding that support level just like 15 minutes ago and how it looks like it's ready to. Luna down 4, Mana down 3, Matic down 1.5. So again, nothing crazy. Oh. One of my friends is like, Michael, you want to go grab drinks? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? But after the stream is over, I promise. But yeah, so we are seeing that breakdown still happen right now, unfortunately. Hopefully this cools off a little bit, but if we start breaking down below $40,000, people, it's not going to be a pleasant day. What I hate though is usually this happens the day we are breaking down below the 20-day moving average, and this just looks like it's continuation where we're coming down even more. This is not the type of move, in my opinion, where you're going to see Bitcoin like just do that. Okay, it's not that type of move. It's the type of move where Bitcoin's going to come down a little bit more, bounce, consolidate for a while, and then we'll have another opportunity to place your bets, basically, for a breakout or for another breakdown that takes us back down to 36,000. All right, that's what we're really looking at. We're not looking at some type of catastrophic boom down. If I'm wrong about that, I am sorry, but so far I don't think we have any news to suggest that something crazy like that is going on. The bearish news really happening right now is a little bit coming out of Canada, but Canadian market cap into crypto markets is not really a lot because they've been so strict on it ever, they were so strict on it in the beginning. They don't have laws protecting this type of industry like America does and a lot of other countries, and even America's laws really don't protect cryptocurrency all too much, all too much here, because usually it all depends on the quality of the government official and how much they know. Like if you guys have ever watched a financial hearing committee or the infamous TikTok hearing, the politicians don't always know what they're talking about when it comes to the most advanced features, right? If you try to get a senator to maybe use the Robinhood app or TikTok app, they might have a lot of trouble when in TikTok's, all you have to do is swipe. But they'd be like, oh my God, I saw a Japanese girl dancing. I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And hey, Wilder, hope you're doing well. What EMAs am I using? So I'm using simple moving averages. I like to use the 20, the 50, and the 200 traditionally. Sometimes when I'm using the weekly charts, I will use the 100, but that's usually for more bullish and bearish market ideas for me. But yeah, for me, it's usually 20, 50, 200 SMAs. I do have, oh my God, I'm blanking on this phrase here. It's layouts, it's called layouts. So I do have layouts where I do have multiple time frames, or I have one where it's just simple moving averages here, EMAs here, double EMAs here, and the triple EMAs here. I do have one of those, but usually, and I haven't used that in somebody to correct me, like years, not years, but quite a bit. Copy trading, work, day trading, 5 minute. I might have renamed it because I don't know. There's gold, there's prime. Subscribe. Maybe subscribe. I'm not entirely sure. No, because these don't even have EMAs on them. Here's Apple. Yeah. Not much going on here. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I basically have those up. I prefer to use SMAs. EMAs are fine. Even double EMAs are fine. TEMAs are really not something I use all too much. There's like not enough lag if you ask me. But yeah, I use quite a bit of them. I'm a big oscillator guy. My whole theory on trading, and if you guys like look at any influencer out there, or I don't know what you want to call me, just guy, we all have our different strategies. There are a lot of day traders who work really well with price action and things like that. I like to do a little bit of price action, but I want to like look at the overall trend, because the overall trend is usually telling you where things are going to continue to go. I normally don't buy at the bottom of a trend or the top of a trend. And even if I do, relative to where the market ends up, I'm not in the position long enough to really say I caught the bottom and I sold at the top. I think the last example we had of this was over here. Yeah, right here. So I bought right here. Okay. That you could say that was really close to the bottom, even though it's not really the bottom. And then the goal was to hold, right, until that breakout happened. But I ended up selling right here for a day trade, here to here. Look how tiny that move that was. When in reality, I mean, you know, I didn't want to hold that long. Look how long you had to hold all that crap for. But there are lots of people who like to do those types of moves like me. And what I'll do is I'll also be willing to buy, you know, I think it was the 4-hour chart that showed it. Was it the 4-hour? No, the 4-hour wasn't. Was it, what was the 1 hour then? Yeah, 1 hour buy. But what you're looking for here is something very small. You're not looking for that larger move, unfortunately. Some people expect it. I don't. One target here or target right here. I bought right here and I sold right here. I scaled out a little bit right there. You know, some people get really lucky. It keeps on going on. I don't expect trends to really continue on for too much longer, because when you're looking at something on a 1 hour chart, it only consolidated for about 2 days. You can't expect a 2-day consolidation to lead massive results unless you're in the middle of a straight up crazy bull market, and we are not in a FOMO bull market at this point. As much as I would really love to say we are, but we're not. There we go. But I think we are getting closer to more of a stronger level of support here with Bitcoin. We're at 40,886, and looks like we're holding support. The support level is 40,555. Oh. There you go. Sorry, friends asking me where we want to drink, and I'm like, dude, I'm passing it on to you. I don't know. I'm telling them I want to stay in Tacoma area. I don't want to go to Seattle. Seattle's like 45-minute drive up there, and I don't want to take the bus up there if I have to. There's no trains running, and if we both wanted to drink, you know, nobody's gonna be driving home. Although maybe I could always get us an Uber back. What's it here? When you go into a trade based off of a 4-hour chart, do you then go into a 1 hour chart to look at taking profits? I'm in a short right now, and cautious. What time frame chart you work off of for taking profits? So it's kind of a combination. It's not just one or two. So like when I showed you guys that last trade from over here, or over here, this was a 15-minute chart and a 5-minute chart that made me want to buy it, because I was going against the trend here. Going against the trend is dangerous in my opinion, but I wanted to show you guys my strategy for what I do when I am doing something compared to dangerous, right? But basically, let's just go over here to a 4-hour chart, and let's go over to a naked Bitcoin chart. So on the bottom, I don't think it's important right now, but you got a stochastic, a MACD, and a squeeze momentum indicator. For now, we're just going to hide all these things down here just so we can go off of pure price action. And we can leave on the Lux Algo price action concepts just for now. So let's say we're going over here. All right. And we have a clean breakout, which we don't really have all too often with Bitcoin. False breakout there. I guess the daily chart probably would be better for this one. Yeah. All right, so we have a clean breakout, okay? If I see that breakout happening, usually it doesn't matter what time frame I'm on if I'm looking at a multi-week breakout. 4-hour chart, I'm maybe a little bit more specific. Maybe I move it up to here, so now symbolizing once we break out above this, that's really the breakout I have to worry about. This is where the oscillators and stuff like that come into, so now I pop this up. Okay, so bullish, breakout. You buy right here on the 4-hour, and then you're looking at larger moves. The way I determine my price target here is by, if I'm on the 4-hour chart, price target is determined usually from a higher time frame. So I'd go over here to the daily chart, and what I'd be doing is I'd be looking at levels of resistance if I zoom out. Because look, there's nothing relatively close to where I am. So it's, you know, if I'm on a 15-minute chart and I'm doing a day trade, I would be looking at 1-hour and 4-hour charts to find those next levels of resistance or supports if I'm looking at shorts, right? So, in this example here, what I do is I'm like, well, I should probably find out where the trend started over here, kind of, and then see if I can find some type of Fibonacci level. And if I'm looking at this now, I'm like, oh, wow, that's going to be such a high Fibonacci level because we've moved up so fast that I just know it's not going to be the best, but I got to deal with it. So here to here, see how low that is? See how that resistance was actually right smack dab there? And then you see how there's nothing there? What you're going to have to do after that is really just start take this one is not a good example here because you have to actually use some extra time. 3.2, no, 4. Might as well just go to 4. No, this isn't a good example. I wish it was though. There you go. Well, usually I'd use the Fibonacci levels to try to find a spot. If that spot didn't work, I guess I have to go in here a little bit different. I'd have to go back over here to the weekly chart. And again, a larger time frame. Still not hitting. Wow. Well, I guess when you look at it, it really was a pretty crazy rally that we had on over here. No, everything kind of worked out with this level. You see, like, no matter the Fibonacci's we're looking at, that support level, that resistance level was pretty much there the entire time. Maybe a little bit of a cluster of it. I just called it a cluster. But nothing really hit up here. You see the order block up here, but really I'd be expecting something a little bit different. But yeah, usually looking at those larger time frames there as far as I'm concerned. For example here, 15-minute. So maybe go 2-hour. So everything got bearish here. So the sell signal was right here. Okay. If I'm looking at that next level of support, maybe I don't actually have to go much further because the 2-hour chart kind of shows me everything I need to. But usually if I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, let me go to the daily chart. Okay, well, it just seems to be somewhere in here. You could, if you want to really pinpoint that spot, you can. But usually, you know, you pinpoint that spot, you're looking at just putting down a line on top of a wick or the body of a candle. Any one is going to be fine. The issue here is like I'm going from a 2-hour to a 1-hour chart. That order block that I'm using on Lux Algo, it's going to be better, honestly, because it gives you a range. And that range is usually what I'm looking for. Because when I'm shorting, I like to scale out or exit the position at the top of the range and not the bottom, because sometimes it just doesn't hit the bottom of the range, and then I'm like, I suck, I messed up, yeah, you know. And you know, The problem with that is, of course, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys will know that I tell you guys often, I tend to sell and get out of my positions just a tad too early. Sometimes it's a disaster, sometimes it's not. For example, when I told you guys about ICP the other day, I can find it. I told you guys I was thinking about selling right here this day. And I was like, yeah, it's a pretty good move. I'm happy with where we're at. We're starting to head towards resistance levels over here, and I'm happy with it, right? But then what happened? It continued to boom up. Now, I got lucky because I just didn't sell. I was like, okay, I'll give it one more day to see where it goes, and it ended up taking off, but rarely does it ever work out like that. Maybe an extra 2-3%, but not like an extra 30-40 freaking percent like it did here. That was absolutely freaking wild. But yeah, usually I like to go for a larger time frame just to kind of see and zoom out what's that larger level of support. Like if I'm looking at this right now with ICP, okay, change your character here. MACD is about to turn negative. Stochastic is about to turn negative here. They haven't turned negative yet, but after this candle is confirmed, the next hour maybe, if we come down just a little bit more, they'll both be negative. After that, I would look for that next level of support. I'd zoom out a little bit and be like, hey, support level right here, support level right here, support level right here. And I'd be placing my my target prices here appropriately. If I wanted to pinpoint that, of course, I can go to a 1 hour chart. I can go, well, if we start breaking down here again, we have a support level kind of around here by the higher 8, so to speak. And I would just be using this, marginal order block right here. I'm pretty sure if I went to a different time frame, Luxalga might actually put one here, but it's not for whatever reason. But yeah, you can see that support level right here. And of course, it doesn't hurt to zoom out and just add Fibonacci's. That never hurt anybody. For example, 4 hour chart, zoom out, find out where the trend really started. There's a few examples you guys could do for this one. I see a trend that really started right here or right there. You can go to just basics. And you can see right now it's having some difficulty breaking down below the support level. Just a little bit, not crazy. I could even actually poke this up a little bit. All right. See how it had a little bit, but not a lot, because it's definitely coming down here. But let's go to this trend right here. And let's put this back up to the first with log scale. 5 minute. You'll see how it just bumped up again. You could use that as a scale out opportunity because that's where scalpers came in. So people scaled out the position, especially if you were, change of character, sell. Who knows where the MACD came in. Started having selling signals right here. On top of that, you had a breakdown of the trend. A lot of things you could technically do. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But even if I'm day trading this, I still have already looked at the 4 hour chart, the 2 hour chart, the daily chart, the week, not the weekly chart, but I've looked at those other time frames just to make sure I see things all getting bearish. And when you add on cryptocurrency as well, you have to be thinking, okay, ICP already pumped up like 50% over the last 2 days. Bitcoin's in a downtrend right now, and all the Bitcoin technicals are pointing to Bitcoin going down even more. That emphasizes this coming down. The biggest success or the largest success I've ever had with this type of strategy was last year during Luna's crash. There was Luna, USTD, the stable coin, all that went crashing down. I did this with when Bitcoin was coming down and Luna was still kind of making all-time highs. And I was like, this thing has to come down. I waited for it the moment to break down, and then boom, it just accelerated. All the oscillators pointing down. And then I started scaling out way too early because, I shorted this thing at $100, $104. It went down to like 75. I was like, holy shit, this thing is really crashing. I better scale out 25%. Then it went to $50. I scaled out even more. Then it went to 25. Then it went to $10. Then it went to $1. Then it went to like 50 cents or something like that. 15 cents. It just went insane. And then I had to sell the rest of my positions just because the exchanges were threatening to delist Luna off because so many people were making money off of it. And then once you make a lot of money, of course, you pull that money out of the exchange and everyone's just pile driving into Luna, which was not a good thing. Hopefully that answered your question. I'm sorry if it didn't. It's a little bit confusing, but typically, like right now, I see the 4 hour chart. We just got a sell signal here, change it character-wise, you're probably going to see this continue to go down over the next like day or so. But at least in the short term, if you're looking to find that support level, you can see it right here on the 4-hour chart. Sometimes it's not as easy as that. You know, sometimes you're zoomed in, sometimes you're not. This is a 100% zoomed in chart, so it's not too zoomed in like normally. Why are meme coins like Bonk running before the bull run? You're always going to have a few tokens that really have a good run. I mean, you might be surprised, but if I go over here to the top 100 market cap, top 100 altcoins, hold on a second here. Year to date, Bonk is up 10,000, Injective is up 2,300, Casp is up 1,800, Render's up 923, Wemix is up 833%. So if I go down here to page 2, another 2,000, 1,000, 800%, 500%, 600%. Go down here to 3. Let's ignore that number. 10,000%, 7,000%, 2,600%, 1,900%, 1,800%, 1,300%, 1,000%, 900%, 600, 500, 200, 200. Yeah, lots of 200s. Right. So, it's really all about how they market and how they promote their tokens. You know, if you guys go on Twitter right now, you guys will see a whole bunch of influencers pumping stuff. VeChain just sponsored an event, I think, in Las Vegas. So you're seeing all the influencers say, thanks to VeChain, thanks to VeChain, thanks to VeChain. VeChain's a little bit different because it is a larger market cap company. But most of those influencers will talk about, you know, random tokens and stuff like that. Or, you know, why Bonk will hit 1,000x by next week. You know, see if I can find one for you. Usually just go with Ben Armstrong. He's usually the same, you know, traditional influencer type. The drama over here. Shocking crypto investment. #1 altcoin investment strategy. How to find explosive crypto coins. How I play the crypto markets for massive gains. Most of these strategies, of course, don't work. But, how do I say it? Not sure how to say it. The promotion can make people go crazy. And as it's kind of unlocked, so to speak, and by unlocked, I mean, maybe people just bought it on Sushi Swap or on a smaller exchange like Femex or something. And then as it gets available to be traded on Coinbase and Binance and KuCoin, more money can be pumped into it to raise the price, and then it starts to go sky high. Things like that become apparent as you start looking at some of these tokens as they kind of make their rise. Most of the time when I'm buying tokens, I'm waiting for them to enter onto my exchange, but sometimes they don't, which is why a lot of you guys might be using Crypto.com or KuCoin out there, because they have a lot of tokens that you guys can buy, just kind of hold on to. And then eventually they end up being on the larger exchanges where there's a lot more liquidity, like a Binance or a KuCoin or something like that. But you guys have to wait forever for it to happen. Some tokens, like if I go over here to this one that's up 500% bounce token, markets, you know, it's on Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, OKX, stuff like that. It's at $160 million market cap. Back when it was at a $50 million market cap, even 100, it probably wasn't on all these exchanges here. And even if it is, look at it. The volume is 83,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,000. I know it's a million actually. Sorry, those are millions. But you know, there's money moving in and out, but much more now. There we go. Would I recommend the paid Lux Algo version? And no worries, Knuckle Buckster. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much for the super chat. Sorry, I just saw it just now. I apologize for that. I appreciate it a lot, man. And you have a good Christmas as well. Oh, that reminds me. I still got to sign some Christmas cards tonight. Damn, I'm just so behind on everything. For Lux Algo, the way I view Lux Algo or any tool that makes you a better investor is typically what I like about Lux Algo is they offer a lot of free tools and then they offer paid tools. If you can make a good profit with their free tools and you know how to use them properly, I would pay with those profits that you've made using their tools to actually, I would use that profit to pay for a monthly plan or the yearly plan or something like that for Lux Algo. I don't think getting any of these programs necessarily is going to make you like 1000% a better trader. What it really does is it just kind of fixes you along the margins. For newer investors, I think it can be a great help just because it sometimes it'll help you with the most basic of tasks. Like if I go over here to the Lux Algo one, I don't use these because I can kind of see them in my head. But if I were to zoom in here, you know, this has color candles, strong weak high lows, but it also has trend lines, auto patterns, kind of nice. And it also has liquidity grabs or fair value gaps if you guys want to see that as well. So if you guys want to see all that on your charts and have it done for you, well then yeah, it kind of makes sense to do that. Not everybody needs to use it, but you know, some people like to have it, and that's perfectly fine. But I would say it does make you a better investor, but primarily the way I would encourage you guys to do it so you guys aren't feeling like you're losing money if it doesn't work out in your favor, use their free products, learn how to use them, see if they are, see if they're helpful for you to make more money. And if they are, then boom, after that, you can actually put some money down. Because these, I mean, well, let me show you. Everybody has their own like price range. So like I like promoting Lux Algo because the guy gives me free access to all of his things and I use it on my streams. So he gives me like 4 free plans for Lux Algo, 5. One for this channel, one for the stream, and then 4, one for each of the other streams, which is really, really nice of the guy. But you know, get access now. Yeah, so it's like a 20. Now let's go to monthly. Let's not fall for that. $36 a month, $55 a month, or $84 a month. A lot of people would probably get the premium one, if I'm being honest. But you know, some people like the essential one, and I've seen people do just fine with the essential one. I've seen people do the ultimate one, and that works fine too. The key here really is when you guys go to any one of these websites and you pay for it. $54 in the scheme of things, it's really not a lot. It's like 2 months of Netflix at this point, right? You have to want to learn how to use them, and I think that's where most people fail. So for this one, they have a Discord. Go to the Discord. Say, you know, Michael Whitman sent you over there, and you want to learn some stuff, and people over there know who I am for the most part. I'm friends with the owner of this company. He doesn't pay me for anything, but I get like an affiliate commission or something like that. But not like, you know, he's not paying me to say, hey Michael, tell everybody that, you know, this is that they have to have this. And I guess he probably wouldn't approve of how lazy I've been so far about this. But if you go over here to library, right, he'll have the indicators here, and you can say like breakout detected previous MTF high-low levels. You can go to see details, and it'll basically break down what this is, how to use it, and things like this. There's one that's better. I just always forget how to actually find it. Resources, guides. There you go. And you see this thing. I can't really see it behind my head. There's like a whole bunch of stuff here. A whole bunch. It breaks down all the tools, hyperwave, the settings. It breaks it all down. And I was talking to them. You know, the reason they built. I mean, I used to be a marketing director, so I understand, and I kind of give advice to friends who own companies like this. The reason this was designed is to make sure that you're making a profit. Because if you're making a profit, you're making those monthly payments over and over and over again. And those monthly payments, of course, are going to make them more money and you more money. Because if you're not making profits after maybe the first or second months, of course, you're just going to get rid of Lux Algo, you know? So they have this here, so you will try to work hard and understand the system along with Discord and stuff like that to do better. And of course, you can go over here to the Discord, join the Lux Algo Discord. That's not the link to the Discord though. It's somewhere in here. Oh, I see. It's behind my head here. Yeah, I'm already invited in here. Basically, what do you want to do in this community? Learn about Lux Algo. Apparently I'm not. Or I haven't been in here for a while. Right? And then you do a little 100 thing, perhaps. Rocket ship? Oh, well. But yeah, hang out, crypto chat, you talk, whatever. And if you're a premium member, I'm assuming something else pops up. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but yeah. And you can kind of ask people questions. What do they think? It makes it really nice. You can share your profits and things like that. And they got free indicators and things like that for you guys. But yeah, I do like them. I would just stress that, use their free indicators first, see how you like their system, because there's a whole bunch of indicators out there, and they really do have a whole bunch of different uses. So like I use LuxAlgo, there's Chart Prime, there's Sonar Lab. If I were to open up LuxAlgo, Sonar Lab, Smart Money Concepts, and Chart Prime. Schooner. Market Dynamics Pro. I guess I don't really have a Smart Money one. But basically, my screen's going to look pretty cluttered here. But this is the Market Dynamics from Chart Prime. There's a lot of stuff you have to change in here. Some people like that. I don't like how everything's kind of wedged in here, so it's not really my favorite indicator, okay? If I go over here to Sonar Lab, a little bit more simple, a lot of stuff you can change here. But really what they've done is they've kind of mixed the inputs in the style section. So style has nothing, because that's where you usually change the colors and stuff. And they kind of all blended it together into one. And so you kind of feel which ones you prefer, and then you can kind of learn how to use them and adjust them. But really, it just takes a lot of work. I would say right now, LuxAlgo's in the head of everybody else. There is Market Cipher, I think it's called. Market Cipher, yeah. This is the one I've never used because the owner, as far as I'm concerned, is a douchebag. And so, but I'm still showing this to you guys just because I want you guys to know what's out there. But 12 months, $600. It's on sale right now. Lifetime $1,500. Enterprise, contact us. I'm really not a fan of Market Cipher. You'll see people promoting them all across YouTube. The reason being is because every time you guys buy LuxAlgo or this or something else from one of us, we get a percentage back. It's usually between like 15 to 30%. So if you guys bought like $100 product from me, just in theory, I would get like 15 bucks back or 30 bucks back of it. That makes sense. With this, even though it costs more money, 15 to 30% of this is just a much bigger chunk, right? So you're making more money per sale. So you have to sell less of them, but of course, every time you sell something, you get a good chunk of money from it. Imagine getting 15% of 1,500 or 30% of 1,500. That's the thing. So you're going to see a lot of people really push this out. I think even I think Tom Crown uses this every now and again. I don't know if he uses it, but I know it's on his channel. No, he doesn't have it on his thing anymore. He has LuxAlgo there. Femix. He won't get mad if I go over to one of his lives and play it. I'm good friends with him. If I go over here, Femix, LuxAlgo. No, he didn't. He does not have it anymore. He used to have it on the side of his page, like a big thing right here. So that's interesting. Oh my god, he has bowls in his eyes. I like that. Okay, well, he used to. Let me go back a little bit. 9 months ago, the Fed talk. Fairdesk, LuxAlgo. No, he doesn't have it. What the heck? Oh, all right, whatever. But yeah, so you see a lot of people pushing it. Am I expecting anything big from Doge when Doge to the Moon mission occurs this week? They are launching December 24th at 1 a.m. I would expect something to pop off if Bitcoin can consolidate and hold until then. If not, I'd probably say Dogecoin won't get too much. It'll get something out of like a short-term pop, then it'll crash back down within a matter of hours. if for whatever reason the launch is canceled, you will see Dogecoin crash like 5-6% within a matter of like hours. So there's a danger to trading that right now, but there's an opportunity there, which is why everybody's going to be definitely going along on it. But really, just a couple penny pop at most, which is pretty decent when you're talking about how low Dogecoin is. I would say realistically, looking at about a penny to a penny and a half. Above that, maybe something that I'm not really expecting, but definitely could happen, of course. But really, you're just going to be waiting for still some type of setup. And then as we get closer to it and it launches, definitely you're going to see more people taking some buy orders there, because Elon Musk is going to be tweeting about it. And those tweets, I think, rather than the actual launch itself, are going to be some of the things that really propels it. It's just kind of hard to buy into right now because Bitcoin's like, hey, are we going to crash? Are we going to crash? I don't know, but maybe, and that's what's kind of happening right now with the entire market. But as you know, Dogecoin is still in that uptrend, just like Bitcoin is generally still in that week-to-week uptrend. What am I saying in Vegas? I stayed at the Aria this weekend. Pretty nice rooms for me, at least. Hey, no, I love the Aria. I stayed in there in July when I brought my mother over there. It was very, very nice rooms. Very, very nice. I like the layout. The hallways are kind of funky for me sometimes. The security is very picky when you have to show them your ID and stuff, your card. But I like Aria. And they have this cool little gelato bar over there. I'm fat, but that place makes me fatter. Every single time I go there, that gelato is just to die for. The one place that I just wish they had some type of cigar lounge there, and it'd be perfect for me. I'm staying at Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay has very large rooms for a really good price, and it's at the south side of the strip, which is a little bit quieter in my opinion, and I'm looking for more of a quiet week out on Vegas. I'll be drinking and going out, don't worry about that, but just quiet when I get back. Quiet. A little bit quieter. So yeah, I'm staying at the Mandalay Bay. Just got myself a standard king room. I'll be giving a tip when I walk in there, see if I can get an upgrade for it. Usually when I go in there, I get some pretty nice upgrades though, so that'd be nice. And then a bunch of happy hours, a few cigar lounges, just relaxing, having a good time. I'm thinking of going over to Circa, but I've never been to the spa at Mandalay, so I'm gonna try to see how that is. They have $50 day passes, so I might just spend a whole day there. And I think the second day or third day, I'm gonna get myself a hydrofacial, see how that works out. I have a lot of comp dollars I'm supposed to be using apparently this trip, so that'd be nice. But I'm thinking of maybe just getting a regular facial, because I saw the hydrofacial. The hydrofacial is like $250 for like 50 minutes, and I was like, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, that sounds pretty cool. So, but I might just get one of those. Maybe I'll get an age-defying facial. Just joking. I'm probably just gonna get what they call a signature facial, which is just them extracting everything out of your face and then just putting some nice oils and stuff on it to make it look nice and heal up your skin and stuff like that. And hey, ATX, howdy from Texas. Good stuff, man. Thank you muchly for your time and insights. And no worries, guys. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what I think is going to happen here before I head off, because tomorrow I'm waking up, I'm catching my flight. I'll be busy for most of the morning until the afternoon. When I get there, I'm going to, take I don't know. I tried to look for a limo and a private car, but they were too expensive for like a 5-minute drive from the airport to Mandalay. I forgot how close the airport is to Mandalay Bay. Normally when you're north of this trip, the limo or the SUV is worth it because it's driving you through everything. You get to see everything. Nope. This one, not so much. So there we go. But yeah, so I'll be making videos, but Monday, tomorrow, I'm just going to be pooped because I'm just going to be sleeping. I don't go to the hotel, just fucking sleep. I got a reservation like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock at STK Steakhouse, which is really, really nice. I know this is a place I'm going to on Tuesday, the Wakuda place, but I don't know if any of you guys have been here before, but it's great. We have one technically like within like 50 minutes of me. I think it was like within half an hour of me if I speed. It's good, but like Vegas one, it's just... everybody's really happy and it's a different vibe. Seattle people, they're techie. It's a totally different vibe than like, hey, we're here to drink, have fun, relax, and everybody's on vacation, right? I'm gonna get some oysters on the half shell, and then I'm gonna get some. They have a oysters Rockefeller that I really want to try, and then they have a really cool happy hour apparently 3 to 6 p.m. bar and bistro only. I'm gonna try it. Not gonna get a salad or a starter. Freaking, people and their salmon. I don't know why they do that. I'm not going to get a steak here, even though it's a steakhouse. I think I'm just going to get a bunch of snacks. And if I want something hefty later on, I'm going to be at the Wynn Hotel gambling. So I'll maybe stop in and get something like a little nightcap. And I'm a sucker for an espresso martini, only if they have coffee bean garnishes on top, because I like chewing coffee beans. They're great. And then sorry if I mispronounced the name. Things are going well. I'm a little tired, but I think things are going well. Bitcoin obviously is in a good spot, but you're seeing support hold at the moment. We need to see that support hold for the next like 8 to 16 hours, which is going to suck, but that's what we're really waiting for right now. Just sold my Avalanche. Is that good invested? I invest in 50 and get 150. Is that nice? That is freaking fantastic. What are you talking about? That's great. That's exactly what you're looking for. And you made a profit and you're not losing that profit. That's a really good thing. I know it doesn't seem like $100 is a lot for profit, but it really is. You just have to learn how to do that over and over and over again. And that pot will eventually grow and grow and grow and grow. It takes a lot of time, but I mean, it's worth it. You just have to stay consistent. I think it's going to be worth it for you guys. So a BlackRock ETF, I don't think a BlackRock ETF will pump up Bitcoin's price 10x. No. If BlackRock's ETF came out right now around 41,000, I think we would pump up towards 45,000, right? And then possibly a little bit later on, we can probably go up to $50,000 again. But I think eventually we're going to need to have more ETFs coming out. Like we've had some pretty big surges in the past. Don't get me wrong. Like this is a 4-hour chart. We've had big surges like this. I'm trying to like balance this with a market cap. That was a $4,000 pump. That was off of some nice news there. So, 40,000 to 45,000. I think that's reasonable. With the ETF, maybe that's even bigger news. Maybe it goes up to 46 or 47,000. But after that, we're going to have a nice little consolidation period. But that would change the ultimate trend of cryptocurrency, which would probably push us back up towards $50,000, $52,000, $53,000 following that, if the trend just manages to hold up. Because, pop. Let's not crash, let's hold, and then the bulls can continue to consolidate and then go up higher, because there is going to be a lot of people that sell and take their profits there, especially when it comes to altcoins. Am I going to the Sphere? I am not sure. I think I want to, but I haven't seen any shows that I would really enjoy going to. But I'm thinking that I should, just for the experience. I'm sure they have some nice VIP seat that I can just like chill out and not talk to people, but we'll have to see. Probably I'll be at the Wynn a couple times, and I think it's right by the Wynn. Last time I was there, I think what it was. But yeah, I'll be excited to try it out. And that question, is it going to crash this week? Technicals would suggest that Bitcoin wants to be heading closer to $38,000. That may be a crash for some of you guys, but to me it just feels like continuation of this downward trend that we've been on. If you're thinking about a crash down to like 30,000, 31,000, I don't think that's going to happen unless there's some really bad news that comes out on top of all this. But so far as what I've seen, I don't think there's any bad news coming out. We're about to go into holiday week. SEC is going to be off. Everybody's taking off. There's no major announcement scheduled this week. Only big news coming out is maybe there's a deal on the immigration bill with Ukraine funding, or Israel and the Hamas war. Stuff like that. It's nothing really related to economics as far as I'm concerned. Bureaucracy is going to be taking the week off and spending all of their taxpayer money. Right? But okay, buddy. I'm going to call it a night right here. My head is still kind of hurting, so I'm going to go take a break, and then my friend wants to go out drinking. So hopefully the alcohol will help me out there. And then I'll drink a lot of water while I'm out there as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be making videos. I just will not be streaming here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are looking for a new exchange, make sure to check out my pinned comments. I've been working with BitUnex for the last few weeks, and they're hoping to get some of you guys over there that are looking for new exchanges that for people that really like to day trade. Not so much copy trade, but for those of you guys that like to day trade, they have some really good fees that you guys would like. Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your night.